Yeah. That's something you have to be very honest with yourself. Huh? I mean, if you play a champion, Twitch chat save goes for you guys. I mean, you play champion, you think, hey, I wanna climb with XYZ style, but if you can't figure it out in terms of how it meshes with what you want to accomplish in a game, then it's very important that you don't spend too long on that. I think maybe we had a bit too much time on Kha'Zix, especially seeing as you tried him, and it cost you Diamond 4 last year. So I think it was worth trying in the new jungle, and I think you're a little bit stubborn when it comes to giving up champions. Do you agree?
Yeah, I just don't like giving up too early because I think some champs you just have to spend a bit of time on, you know?
Yeah.
So I'd rather spend a couple of extra games than, you know, not spending enough.
Yeah, I agree. So this game, we had some what I've noticed from your games that I've been seeing. So just begin, huh? Just begin.
Uh-huh.
Just begin. If he's not here by now, he's doing full bot side or he's on Raptors. Like, he should 100% be here by now. Obviously, you're waiting to trap him, but I think you should just be doing it.
Right, okay.
Yeah, just go. Just do it. All of this... He goes bottom lane, but I think this is a good rotation otherwise. This is a good reaction. But I think you might have been able to finish the red and get there anyway.
Mm-hmm, yeah, probably if I started
Because with
right
smite,
away,
if you
right.
started it right away, okay, so you take that, you smite the big raptor, you take this. Zach does, you see, this is the thing about Warwick, and the way you're playing versus the way he's playing. This guy, right? This guy right here doesn't care about you. And this is something you have to think about. There's something you have to think about as a jungler, guys, is, yeah, I want to trap the Zach. But does the Zach care if I'm trapped? If you're gonna sneak on a mistake? Does he care? No. What's his goal? Gank lanes, control the map, and make sure, you know, everyone is fed around him so that he can eventually scale to be an unkillable blob of death. In your case, I think in this game specifically, you're wasting too much time trying to trap something that isn't interested in fighting you.
Right, yeah.
Like a Rengar, yeah, Rengar was going to want to fight you. Kha'Zix is going to want to try to fight you. Zach, he doesn't care. You know, he just wants to do his business. So same thing here. He was very low. He ganked bottom lane. He ganked mid. It's unlikely he's going to come up here now. So this is, again, waste of time. But it's good counter jungling. So it's 2 instances already where you were waiting for something that never came. But here we go, it's good. Right? We've E-flash, fear. We might have been able to burn a flash by not flashing. You press W, right?
Yep, I did.
So if you just press W, and you simply go in with a QE, right? Q through E combo. I think you can burn a flash anyway.
Good.
Yeah, I agree, This was hasty.
This is a little bit too ambitious with the flash because that'll be important in a second, but yeah. But I mean, the intention is good. The transition is good. I like the shift in your style that we've seen from week to week, you know? Instead of just sitting around here or forcing ganks, you're like, okay, enemy jungler, what's the right play that I can make? You should help her here, shove. Or you know, smack a kill. Good job, Riven. A Riven who does things. That's how you beat ranged top lane, by the way, everybody. All in and obliterate. So here we go back to base. I agree, this should be Tiamat. Zach would have had to deal with the camps. You see him topside. So, in your mind, what is Zach going to do next?
If I had to guess, he would be recalling, clear his blue side, and maybe look to take the bottom side crab or gank bot lane again.
He just cleared, though. He just went back to base. You can see from his itemization what the scope
Right,
is
yeah.
played.
That's true.
So, he's probably not going to look to base because it's pointless. Which means, from my perspective, this is a good chase down, right? You see the low target, it's a Xayah. Xerath kind of sucks for Warwick and Volibears and things like this. But for me, I'm thinking, maybe, seeing as my bot's both dead, and Xerath has all his sums up, right? Because as you were running back, as you were coming out of base here, there's no reason to watch your body. You can watch this fight, right? Watch this fight with your eyes as it develops. And you will see that sums are not burned from the Xerath's perspective. For me, I'm thinking, okay, Zach just went back. He just cleared his side. He just held top lane. This is a very real possibility. So I like that you thought he was going to go back and reset, but if you had focused on the fact that he had already reset, he's not going to go back with at the time when you said that 300 gold.
Right. Yeah.
That would be a waste. So he's most likely for him. He's only got a few plays. Counter jungle you if you show, right?
Or
go
game
mid.
lane, I guess.
And voila. Hello. So again, there it wasn't so much misdecision rather than mistracking. Because if you track this correctly, and you say, right, I took this. There's nothing up here. He was just holding it. His only other option is to walk on down, which is inefficient, or look to gank the fact that your mid lane has no F or TP.
Right.
So I would look for a counter gank here. And secondly, I would look to path directly to the crab. I would want to double crab him from this. This is a double crab. When you took this crab, right? You again waited to trap him. Or no, I'm thinking of another game, the next game. But double crab him, scuttle, invade, take all his stuff, gank top lane, got the kill mid lane. This is very good. But now you know that this guy's objective, his entire life's mission, is just to nullify that by ganking.
Right. Yeah.
And again, as I said, this only works if laners will not listen. It also only works if junglers don't set up counter ganks and ping it out. So I would be pinging this whole thing, and I would be going straight for the crab. And if I was watching that bottom lane fight, just hit the plant, go over, get the crab. You're right not to go for this. I think you die. I think you might be able to get a kill, but you might die. So I think in that situation... Yeah, here we go.
Honestly,
this is what I'm thinking of.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think this is where playing Kha'Zix really comes in handy, because I think, like, a couple of weeks ago, I totally would have went for this, honestly, and died. Like 100%. Like, Zareth looks so juicy to me, man.
This is a better fight as Warwick than with Kha'Zix. I don't think I take this with Kha'Zix at level 4.
Yeah, that's true.
Level 5, But this is what I'm talking about. So, if you make a read of the game, hey, there's a possibility this guy comes back mid, ping it, so you know he's top side. Secondly, and if he doesn't show up there, that's fine. It's just sort of warning signals. Secondly, you should have taken this immediately. And as you're taking this, you look bot, you say, right, all sums are still up, no point going for it. You'd be in position to get something. Maybe you don't kill the Zac, but you should be able to get his passive. Maybe you can at least peel something, right? Something can happen here. It's better than not having anything happen. And secondly, you get this. But now, instead of doing this and knowing that this guy, this guy started blue side, right? Because you did the buff grump, I'm going to invade, and you saw the Zac gank bottom lane, which means he did full bottom side.
Yep.
So at around 4 minutes, this grump's going to be up. A little bit after, this is going to be up. So he, again, as I said, isn't interested in fighting you. He knows he won't win with you having a Tiamat. If you time your fear correctly and you do everything right and he has no F, he knows you can chunk him and waste his life. So why would he bother with you? So you're trying to trap a dude that doesn't care about you. It's sad. Right, Twitch chat? It's sad. Like you want to trap them and they're not interested in playing with you. It's unfortunate. So it's not a bad idea. It's just you could have taken it and gone straight onto the dragon. But it's good. See, what I would have done, if you take this immediately, you get to hit this to deny that and see the camps that are up. You also get to hit the plant and you'd be in exactly the same situation. Does it make sense? Like instead of waiting for someone who's not coming for you, you deny the plant usage, which I think is pretty big. And now finally we meet. I don't know what he's doing, but you got to play off of it. Right. So I think that's pretty decent. Good invade, good read on the top lane gank, good reactions to the mid lane gank, an unfortunate tracking mishap with the Zac, and I think maybe a little bit of Kha'Zix for the bottom lane double sniff. What do you want to do now? You just saw the Zac, so you know exactly where he is. You know he's level 5 as well. What do you want to do now?
To be honest, I really want to get level 6 at this point. So clearing my red side definitely is something that I want to do. But also, we just saw him bot side. So I kind of need to be ready to rotate for a counter gank, I guess. Either mid or bot. Yeah,
exactly right. See, that's what I'm talking about. You see? Much nicer. Good pings. Now that's what you should have done on the top side. Right. Now what I don't understand is why you went for the Krugs. I think I would have gone for my red first. Well, the Krugs, yeah, they both give you level 6, right? Both should give you 6. Yeah. Because in this case, the red would give you more of a benefit for this situation, but I know it comes out nicely. There you go. E prime ult, Q3. Tiamat, auto, and now that's a dead Xerath. So I mean, all's well that ends well, but the red buff would be doing good work for you right now, right? Like that guy's dead. Now imagine if the Xerath kills the Zyra there. If you had red buff, he dies before he gets the Q off. Just you know, and you have more sustain and burn damage. That's all. Does Zyra really want to push this? Just leave it. I mean, it's gonna slow push. Yeah, but Ashe is up. I think if you push this in this elo, it tilts them.
Yeah, for sure. I get pinged so much for pushing out lanes.
Yeah. I mean, I would just leave that as well for this elo specifically, guys. Not high elo. Little different game plan then. Like the Zyra's shoving it now. And it puts it in a very bad spot for the Ashe, you see? Like at the very least, it would be here. She would get something. Now, you know, it's putting the Ashe in a very bad situation. Supports, pay attention to that. Let's watch the bottom lane. That could be interesting. Anyway, red, Raptors. Where are we going? Why did we do that?
So, like, basic game plan with Warwick is always to get an early Drake and then look potentially towards Herald, right?
Okay.
So I'm looking to clear topside camps here and then see if I can take Herald.
My issue with that is you got a lot of gold. Like, your early game power is only as much as your gold lead. If you haven't spent the gold, you don't have a gold lead.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
Like, imagine you have 2,000 gold in pocket. All you have is a Tiamat. Do you think you can do anything to a full Cinderhulk Zac?
Probably not, but I also know he doesn't have vision, so I can probably sneak this.
Yeah, but he's got a plant right here. What if he uses it? He's not going to. I agree with you. It's a good call. It's fine. But you could have gone back to base to spend your stonks of gold and then gone straight to it.
Right, yeah.
Because, as you say, he's not going to do it. But if you do go spend all that gold, now you really win this 2v2.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is here, this makes me very nervous. I'm right to be nervous, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there we go. So I think the next evolution for you is... This is all very good. The next evolution is thinking a little bit more about what the enemy jungler wants to accomplish in the game. Because they're not all AFK farm, etc. See, like now we went back, we took the blue, we took the Gromp. Okay. We see the overpushing Diana, so we react to that. However, because you got the crab, you don't see that it's warded. This is warded. You're standing on a ward. So if you want to do this, Twitch chat, same for all of you. Just nice. This is from the red team's vision. Nice, cheeky walk around the back. Doesn't cost you anything, and you can maybe try something. But by walking where they most likely ward, again, this is not a good ward, right? Not a good ward. Because you can just walk around it. Maybe you can try something. Because you've got Zyra rotating up also. But as soon as you step on the ward, it's over. Game over.
Right.
When should you prioritize items over objectives? In that situation. Because, like, watch what he goes and buys now, right? Full warrior. Full warrior. Obviously, he didn't have the gold for full warrior, so, I mean, I always like prioritizing the full itemization, right? But if you do the red, you go bottom lane, you get your double kill, you do your Krugs, you do your Raptors, you've got good camp sequencing. So let's go back, spend our gold, then go back to the top side. We can take our blue or just go straight into the Herald, use our vision control and everything, and then now we can actually stay in the field, right? Because at this point now you would be still in the field, and you could sequence your Gromp and your Wolves, you could look to invade, you could look to make plays with that. But because you sequenced this whole circle, right? You got objectives, but then that advantage is now lost. The time in the map, instead of having time to be aggressive and make a play, you wasted it by walking. Does it make sense? Like, your plus time from having that gold is walking.
Yeah, I definitely have some kind of issue with finding the right time to recall. Sometimes I stay out too long, and then other times I recall too early when there would still something to be done.
It's not the wrong play. For me, the issue is now you left the camp up. Like, if you're gonna do that, you might as well finish the Wolves.
Right, yeah.
For the sequencing. But again, you see, like, instead of being on the map in this moment right now to make a counterplay on this, you were in base. Like, the time, you got the double kill, right? Currently, right, you're here. If we go back to base now, what's the state of the map? Zac is very low. We see him. Okay, he just killed your Riven. So your Riven's in base. Your Cassiopeia is just coming to lane. right? And the wave's crashing into her, which means you probably don't want to go too heavy into this because she doesn't have ultimate, and it's Diana. Your Ashe has just come here, so she is now ruined by the Zyra, so she's wasting time because the Zyra is back in base. So you can't gank bottom lane. You don't want to because you're just there. You can't really afford to gank mid lane just yet. I think you should let her deal with this first. You could be patient, but again, no mana, so you can't make a play. And thirdly, top lane is dead. So right now is the perfect time. Okay, if I go for anything, I have no help. Let me go back to base and spend my gold. 2k, by the way, almost. 1800. It's not a full item, but it's enough. Now, once you move out to go straight to the Herald, you'll have a top laner, you'll have a mid laner, your bottom lane will be in place. Zac cannot afford to stay out with this HP. And that's the big takeaway here. Zac has a blue buff, and you can see on it, if you click on it, and you look on the timer in-game, it'll tell you how long he's had it. So it's not your blue buff, you can tell from that. If you were worried about him stealing your blue.
No, I actually checked that in game.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. I mean, you see him, right? I mean, you've got the W passive. You see this. And Ashe pressed buttons, so you see this. But, I mean, what if... I mean, Diana's recalling too, so... I don't know. For me, I feel like backing here with the Zac, you get your itemization. His red side is up because you see you would have taken it, and you come here, you'd be in a very similar situation.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you've taken all this, you could actually be on the map for a play.
Right. Yeah.
I think this happens anyway. But like right now, if you have itemization, like this guy still doesn't have red, and he went down. Like you see him go down. So for me, this is a twofold. I gank bottom lane, get a double kill after dragon and shoving him off, win-win. I take my red buff and whole red side, cool, have a whole bunch of gold. I see him gank top lane, have very low HP, which means he's going to be forced to go back to base. Let me go back to base, get a whole bunch of items that let me deal with him, go take the Herald. Zac cheeses my mid laner who overpushed again, but then goes down. And throughout the whole duration has no red. Okay, I take your whole top side. Thanks. Take his whole top side. And guess what? By the time your whole top side is done, your ultimate is up, it's already up. Let me dive this Quinn with Riven and use the Herald.
Mm-hmm.
You agree?
Yeah, I was actually wondering about this because the main reason I showed you this game is actually just to evaluate like what lane I could have ganked, I guess. Because I mean, obviously mid lane isn't doing too well. She's constantly over pushing against the Zac, and then bot lane is 1 and 6. So I mean, we do say there are some games that aren't winnable, but at the same time, by saying they're not winnable, I feel puts you into like the wrong mental state because you can just put it off on your teammates, right?
Well,
so really, I'm looking for the way like to actually still carry this game even with my mid and bot lane underperforming.
Well, that was it. You know, the fact of the matter is you were off the field when everyone else was on the field making a play.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Whereas if you went back with everyone else going back, it's kind of point to what we usually talk about. We usually say, right, the jungler's off the field, what can I do? Which is great if you don't need to go back, but if you really need to go back, it's not a bad time because you know he's not going to be doing anything because he's also going back. And at the same time, you would have taken his whole red side, this Quinn is free food, and you would have gotten 5 plates.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine what you could do with that kind of gold, you know? It's, at this point, assume your mid's going to die 1,000 times.
Right.
And at the same time, you've gone back to base to buy the control, but like now you're wasting your lead. And because you stayed out after the Herald and didn't clear the wolves, this is out of sequence, which bugs me.
Mm-hmm.
It bugs the sequencing of your camps and the respawning of experience, because now it's what? You haven't even done wolves, actually. So in this case, doing Grump and then at least, if you're going to stay out that long, finish the wolves, you know? Because then now you can go straight bottom lane, right? You've got tier 7, level 7 Krugs, you got level 8 Raptors, you got a dragon spawning, you got a hard pushing red lane, and I think you don't think about this, because right now I can see what you're looking at. Your brothers. You want to commit some cannibalism, instead of thinking, hey, hard pushing bottom lane, dragon, no, I kill wolves. Wolves are my friends. You know, like, does it make sense? Because now you're in the wrong place completely. Now you're in the wrong place completely. Good pathing though, it's better pathing. Okay, you should use your control ward now. Like the Zac here should have nothing up. The Zac here, always use this plant if you don't have scanner. I think that you're forcing this Herald a little bit.
Yeah, I was just trying to get the plate gold off, honestly.
Yeah, it's best to use it when there's like 2 or 3 plates because they're so difficult to kill.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if I was going to get a better chance this game, so I just wanted to get it out of the way.
Yeah, you would have. You had 3 minutes. And Dragon is up. It's all about map location. Like, you're on the wrong side of the field.
Right.
Completely. Again, it's all stemming from that back timing. Guys, this is why back timing is so important. It's so interesting because the strategy involved of when you back involves you thinking about where your lanes are and what you can do with them. But because you didn't go back and you overstayed and didn't, steal his... You still could have stolen all of this. Even so, right? He goes bottom lane, you take all of this, you can still do the dive. You're Warwick, you don't necessarily need the gold to be spent to be impactful. But it's not the right play to do that, but at least it's the play you should have made given your original decision, right?
Right, yeah,
And now we're wasting time here, I mean... They're not gonna... I mean, I know you're holding it, but she has TP, so... For me, this is a case of... don't lose... your Warwick, so it's not as an issue, but if you're Kha'Zix or Rengar or something, this is a little bit more irritating because now you don't have the resources. Like for me, it's insane because this should be dead, and now this should be your total play, because Dragon, and this guy goes up, this guy goes up, so you're like, okay, free, no counter ganks, great, and you see him go up too,
Right, yeah.
And this objective control that you had was so excellent. And the fact that the bottom lane has no sums now, obviously we're not sure what's always communicated in chat from your team, but there's nothing. But if you're using F keys and watching, you can chime it yourself. But I think that whole top lane stuff was just too much, forcing way too much.
Yeah.
Back to the Olaf days, it was just a bit too. I have Herald, I must use it, rather than hey, Dragon's up, let me get that. Herald will be fine. And now because oh sorry, go ahead.
I felt a bit pressured because of the game state here, but I do agree that it was the wrong call, yeah.
And now the thing is, right, there's Zac again. Like, you're playing to Zac's side. That's good. Dragon. 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 Do you agree? That dragon. That dragon could be dead.
No, definitely.
They're not even contesting it. It's not even warded. So you spend all that time chasing, and so you spend so much time topside with what could have been a different play completely. I don't think you can fight this now. Because mid lane tower is dead. Which means they have total prior to invade you. I think you need to expect, you need to like, once you see them, just leave.
Yeah, I think also the mistake I made here is I tried to avoid bottom lane as hard as I could because they were, as I said, underperforming.
Yeah.
But I think because of that I missed the opportunities that were still there, like even without them, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, the game's done here. They literally just run away with this.
We need to watch this, honestly.
They literally just run away with this. Holy shit. Like, they just take total control. Kills, picks, everything. They just take control of the game. But the nice thing is, as I said, it's literally here. 7:39. 7:39. Until... What do we say, Twitch chat? 9:14? 10? Like, these 3-4 minutes, right? Is the game where you can 1v9. Right in this phase. Right in this phase. And it's all camp sequencing. Because if you imagine it, right? Let's imagine the whole simulation. I take this, I go back to base, I spend my gold. I come up, I take Herald. I see Zac ganks, mid lane goes down. I say, okay, I take your red, your Raptors, your Krugs. I dive top lane onto the Quinn and gank it with Riven. This gives me 5 plates plus the Riven. Now the Riven in turn can pay that back to you because the Riven will have no tower. So the Riven will begin to roam to mid and to bottom lane. After this, you can easily fall back, take your blue side, go back to base. Right? That's a long time out, but it's a full... Damwon Canyon likes to do this. It's a full circular take of the map. He loves to do this. You go back to base. Now you've got respawning of these camps, which you can sequence, and you can also play for the dragon. Now you should have numbers advantage because the Riven's going to be with you, which means you can now use it to finish off one of these lanes, depending on the lane state. Once that happens, you can reset, go back to base, come up here, you'll have these camps respawned, and now you should look to invade and take his red stuff again once it respawns, and then you can fall back to second Herald. I fast-forwarded that Twitch chat. That's a very big fast-forward. But all of this I get from your back timing.
Right, yeah.
But because you stay out, you offset yourself with the entire game. You offset yourself with the entire game with Zach's ganks, and because you didn't sequence the blue here, the blue into wolves, you hungered for it, forced something while dragon was spawning and bottom lane was pushing, and the game was out of your hands. Like you basically kept your game, you threw the game away. In essence.
Right, yeah.
Not to be disrespectful, but yeah.
No, I mean, that's exactly what I was looking for, like the one way to carry this game. I mean, because my teammates weren't going to do it, right?
No, they won't. They won't. They will not. Okay, Twitch chat, that's game 1. Now we're going to go to game 2. Now, the game 2 is different because he's playing Rek'Sai, so obviously Warwick has more utility in the late game, right? Because of your tankiness, because of your ability to have your E and your fear and such. Rek'Sai is a bit more on the clock. However, it is still possible to win a game while not carrying, yeah? And what we want to figure out in the games where you win, where you don't carry, is how could I have done so? Okay? Firstly, don't be AFK at the start. I know you're not normally.
Yeah, this was an exception.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes 5
Actually,
head.
before we start, I just want to quickly talk about drafting. Because
Someone get
like,
LS, we're talking about drafting.
Sorry?
I'm telling Twitch, get LS, we're talking about drafting. Who knows Magic the Gathering color numbers? I don't. Did you forget to buy?
Did I? No, I didn't, right?
Just keep the ward. Just keep the ward.
You think so?
Yeah, because you delayed. You're screwed now. Like, you see nothing. For me, vision is tantamount. You have no vision at all. I think I would have kept it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead about your drafting.
Right, so basically, right now I only play Warwick and Rek'Sai, right?
Yeah, that's fine. It's good. That's what I... See, Twitch chat, just for context, I use Warwick and Rek'Sai to get Master Tier for the run at the end of the year last year. I know I'm old, that's why I gotta use the simpler champs, but our discussions about these champions will be a bit more in-depth. Okay, go ahead.
So, the thing is that with Warwick, I feel a bit more comfortable in terms of dueling the enemy jungler. So usually when I'm picking early or I have to pick before the enemy jungler, I tend to go Warwick.
Okay.
And really only bring out Rek'Sai if I see I have a good matchup like this, this Lee Sin, for example.
Yeah. And you're going Halo Blades now? Welcome.
Yep.
You like it better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see Halo Blades
early game.
Okay, so we'll go over the analysis in a second. This is all very good. Gragas, what are you doing, bro? Drunk. Okay, so I actually try and KS that. I feel like
he's my duo, so I didn't.
Oh, he's your duo? Okay, then you give it to
Yes.
him. Right, that's fine. Okay, so in this case, this was very good. So your clear onto the Raptors was good. You smited it well. You went into the midst of the Raptor beaks. Very nice. And then you saw this ward, so you decided, I'm not going to go that way. Very good. At this point, you should expect the Lee Sin to have been on top side. Over here. There we go. His clear is wonky. He did what? The Lee Sin did red, Krugs, wolves, blue?
It's like an inner for a
What?
camp clear, but with an outer camp.
Why would you... Like, if you're gonna go red Krugs, just go straight to blue. Don't do wolves. Oh, okay. Whatever. You know, what do I know? I just work here. Okay, so we get this, and I think this is good. So if you get your mid lane fed, and this is a very specific style of jungling everyone, it's how do I support a fed laner as an early game jungler? And he does that very well in this game. However, I feel like what do we know about Lee Sin? I feel like you could have used your trinket here to get deep vision. You knew he started bottom side. You knew he's going to be on top side. If you had your trinket, you can go and invade, lay down some vision. Because as you said, you win the matchup, right? I feel like that's something you could have done. As Rex, I'm not always looking to my blue buff. I don't feel like that's as much use as putting a ward here and here would be, specifically. Because then you would see the Raptors and you could sort of deny him that. Okay, let's just disable the Fog of War. And then you could look for a cheeky gank on the bottom side. Now, you don't have a lot of CC, and you're against the Morgana Jhin, so it's probably not going to happen. But if a fight does erupt, let's say, right, instead of here, you're currently there, okay? And you could hit the plant as well, right? Hit the plant to the Krugs to see he took them, and then you see the Raptors up, and you'll be scratching your head like, okay, this guy's an idiot. Why the hell he's doing that, I don't know. So that's my way of sort of getting impact without carrying, right? Without ganking, without needing to do anything. So currently, I'm taking his raptors, right? In my fictional existence, in my novel of destruction, I am doing the raptors. I would have scouted this, and I would see them respawning, so I'd say, okay, I take that. 100% I take these as I see them. I'd look for bottom lane. They're playing very safe, so that's not a gank. But at the least, I think now you take his raptors and his Krugs. Now you can look and be very patient. But if something develops, you take it. If not, okay, I leave. And now you could blue buff and go back. We'll just go back straight away. Like, not even go blue, just go back straight away. And then, this is all instead of staying topside. Because basically, for me, what could you have done instead of farming your jungle? Is the question. You could have taken this, gone back to base, and gone for your second tier Krugs. So you took his second tier Krugs, your second tier Krugs. You'd be here for the counter gank. Maybe you wouldn't be quite there, but you'd be in the area. And then you'd get your second tier Raptors. You'd be damn close to 6 already. And then you can gank from the top side.
Right, yeah.
And your blue buff is standing, but it's fine because you have total control of the map. And you know Lee Sin is restrained to this area. So this is all protected anyway. Okay? But let's see what you actually did. Obviously, your goal here is to repeat gank, right?
Yep.
Okay. He saw him ward, so we take good wide angle pathing. Very nice, good. We know he has no flash. So this is also good. I like this too. I feel like you could have done it without doing your blue side though. You have F. Okay, he uses the Barrel of Destruction. Okay. So now you showed yourself with an unfortunate gank, and Lee Sin takes your Krugs. Okay. So you got your blue side though, so it's not the end of the world. But because of that, because you showed there, he goes top lane. Alright, we want to go back. Okay. I think that's forcing it. That gank there is a bit too much. He knows you're there now. You haven't gone back yet for me. Your back timings are too long. I think that's the next step. What can I take from the jungler, given if my tracking's accurate? And what can I buy with the gold I have? I think you flash for this, right?
Yep.
You miss your Q, and you don't get in range. I don't think I flashed for that. So for me, let's see. You see the Lee Sin. This is a good ward, actually. But I think, in your case, you should hit the plant into the river just to see what vision there is. And I think what I do is, I don't know why you come from this angle. Like, you're Rek'Sai. Hey, does anyone in the chat play Gnar? Does anyone play Gnar top lane? What happens when Rek'Sai comes from behind and you try leap over? I press W and you don't get to jump. So for me, it's about the angle of attack onto the Gnar here. You come from this side, you don't need to flash. He has to flash because he can't jump you. As soon as he jumps you press W, up he goes in the air, right?
Yeah, this kind of pathing I actually do quite a bit in bottom lane. For some reason, I just haven't done it a lot yet in top lane.
I mean, you're confident in Rek'Sai's ability. Like here, like you're scanning, so let's keep going. You got 10 seconds left in the scanner. Let's go into the river and see if there's no vision. If there's no vision, this is one dead dude. Like, I know he's in Mega Gnar at the moment, but he's low enough with Hail of Blades and a Chomp, you 100% kill him. Like, this is, I'm frothing at the mouth. I'm like, oh. And he just uses it here, right? If he uses it there, you knock him up, he's gonna flash and stun you, but then you can use your flash QQE and he's dead.
Right.
This 100% should have been a kill. All just about angle of attack. I mean, you get his flash in the end, but you lose yours. I think that's way more important. Rek'Sai early game, you must use your flash for a kill. Okay, straight to the crab. I like that. So for me, so far so good. The intentions are fine. You see Lee Sin, you miss your Q quite badly, but that's fine. We all do. I'm speaking from experience. Yeah, I agree. It's just leave. Okay, yeah. Your bottom lane is going to be useless this game. I don't like Ashe without a CC support, because now you're forced to retreat almost. So based upon that, this is all you can do. That's fine. But for me, the Lee Sin got away with murder there. That should have been loss of... here again, the same thing, right? Like, your assessment of the gank should be, can I gap close? No. Is there a universe where we can gap close here? No. However, if we look at our Ashe, we see level 5. She's nowhere near level 6, so I mean, I wait for... This is a level 6 gank for me.
Right.
So what I see is level 5, level 5, level 4, level 4, which means at level 6, with these two, you've got free kills. Because her flash is down. So you can always ask, bot lane, sums up. Bot lane, sums up. If they say Morgana no F, you say, juicy. Because you'll burst through the black shield. And if she black shields herself with Jhin, you just go on the other one.
Right, yeah.
But I think here's a little bit overzealous. Because you're positioning, you're not going to be in range. I mean, you have no CC. But that's okay. I think I just go and clear the ward and take the dragon. Which is what you do. But you could have done it without the gank. Did they go? See, they're playing so safe this bottom lane. Do the dragon. Do the dragon. This whole time you should be on the dragon. Yeah. You've got the duo with Cryo as well. So the issue for me here is that you're letting the Lee Sin get away with... be careful about this. You're letting the Lee Sin get away with really bad pathing. It should be punished. And you should have lost tier 1 Raptors, tier 2 Krugs. He shouldn't have taken your Krugs because you should have been there in the first place taking them yourself. The third gank mid before your back was forced. The angle of the gank on the top lane was forced. But the intentions overall were good. Right? Like the Warwick game, the intentions were good. It's refining the execution of these ideas.
Right, yeah.
So now again, you're waiting too long. Because at this point, if he doesn't show, you know he's gone up. So I think the pings are good, very nice. I like that. You know that this ward is giving them so much money. Guys, look at this. These wards are beautiful from blue team. Because Rek'Sai is unlikely to go over this. Right? Very unlikely to walk over this. Because it's so random that people would place it here. But a good jungler must always check every bush. No jokes. Because now basically you got seen, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay, we're waiting. Okay, can we do anything about this? Too late. Your hesitation, you get there if you don't wait bottom. If you don't wait in this bush and then wait here, you get him. Because you saw where he was backing, so. Okay. Yep. Nara has no flash, he's in Mega. Knock him up. Okay. Unfortunately, he was close to Mega, so don't ult. You're not gonna kill him.
Yeah, I thought if I could get him low enough, then maybe Urgot could ult him and
He
get a
does.
kill, but...
He does.
Yeah, I mean, this is what ends up happening, right?
But that's more like results-based thinking, right? The thing is, for me, because you do this on the top side, you know Lee Sin is gonna path. Lee Sin was just top side, just ganked, so you know from your tracking that he's gonna go back to basing the bottom side. So you should know that by sticking it out here, 100% they're doing this. So that's predictable. Okay, that's nice. Like that. Good flash. Sorry not to do it in slow motion, but that's good. Let's use our Herald now. This is also good. So it's a good counterplay. The only thing I'm really seeing in terms of you carrying the game was you should be 2 levels up on the Lee Sin because you should have taken this, taken this so he doesn't get it, and you should have had the kill on the Gnar at level 3. That's all I can really see is something that stands out to me. The rest has seemed pretty solid. Playing around a winning lane is nice because you can farm a lot. Like you can just track objectives and farm a lot. So.
Yep, definitely.
But remember, if you have winning lanes, what's the objective? Make sure the enemy jungler doesn't exist. You're giving up your blue side, but your bot lane. Okay, this is important here. So you just saw Lee Sin, right? You just saw Lee Sin at your blue, right? You were willing to give up your blue for your red side? You knew that was gonna happen? Or like you accept the fate, right?
No, I mean I knew it was gonna happen. I pinged my laners in case they were gonna help me.
Okay.
And Fizz actually does rotate, but he gets away with it. But I think I cleared my red side so much more often in this game.
Yeah, that's
probably
fine.
Worth getting the red side, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. The red side had respawned way more, you had way more experience. Now, when they are in your jungle, please, you're gonna Virkayu I in the chats for this one. You walk right by a control ward, so now they know where you are. And this for me is horrible. clear this out. Like, if they come to your side of the jungle and invade, 100% check the bushes, activate your scanner, take away their deep vision. Because as an early game jungler, you just don't want this, and you walk right by it.
Right.
Okay? And so the implications of that are, we see him. And I think you know what happens next because they see you.
Yep.
But you don't know that they saw you. That's the point. You think they didn't see you, so you think you have this hidden... She hit the one person with black shield. You know? Okay, so we get the dragon at least, because Lee Sin is reverse field, so Lee Sin doesn't know what he's doing. But they know you're there now. And again, look, no scanner, they see you. Everything you're doing right now is in vision. I don't think I go for this. They know you're there. I just take his whole jungle. For me, this is I take all your stuff. Can you beat him 1v1? How confident are you? You beat this guy 1v1 right now.
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
Yeah. So you communicate with your duo. Let's collapse on Lee Sin, because we know full well he wasn't this side. He must have been top side. He hasn't shown top lane. He must be sequencing down. Let me. This is a bad dive. There's no wave. Like, you're wasting so much time here. While you wait, have a snack. Have a snack. Take these. You know, like, what level are they? Should be 7, 8. There you go. Have a snack. You know, take his stuff. Why Merc Treads? Because, so I feel like the dive was a little bit risky. I mean, I know you kill him. I think you don't have enough of a wave to do this. Who did you ult? The Jhin. She has stopwatch. Okay. Is your E up? No, you used it already. Your E is up. Woo. You could have actually E'd over. I don't think you were thinking about the Lee Sin in this point.
No, I wasn't. I was very surprised that he was there, actually.
Yeah, I think in that play, the case here isn't the play is to take the Krugs. It's to go up and contest these Raptors with your duo, verbal communication, shove. Let's kill him here. If he does, you take mid lane tower, you kill Gragas, and now you can 4-man dive bottom lane. It's a safer play.
Right, yeah.
That's your team's, I mean, they're low now, but you don't have the wave. And if you did that, right, you'd have a cannon wave to do it. You'd have a cannon wave to do it on. And then they 100% die because Lee Sin is dead out of the picture. Gragas is at least chunked out of the picture. This wave is crashing into the tower. You have total vision control of this side, which means you can 4-man dive bottom lane, get this tower 2, reset, get these camps again, get this Herald, and now look to collapse on top lane with your bottom lane. Make sense?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. I think the idea is right, but again, it's like, how long do you wait here? I mean, the thing is, you didn't know that they knew where you were. You know, because of this.
Yeah, that's
this
true, because of the ward, yeah.
And this, you know, like, if you just check the bush, you deny it. If you can save your scanner for this, you know. Because it's 1345, right? You think, okay, let me go dive this. There's no wave. This wave is here. And so, you know this wave is here, which means you know this wave is there. So, this wave has to come all the way down. Okay, that's definitely Krugs, right? That's definitely Krugs. Whole time we're doing Krugs right now. Krugs. Hey, mid lane. Dude, shove this. Lee Sin must be coming from top because he's not here. Let me go. Let's kill him at Raptors. Right? And I know that you see this, but I don't see a universe where you win because you should be aware that the Morgana has stopwatch. Like, you press tab, you see stopwatch, you go, oh no.
Right, yeah.
Not good for Rek'Sai. And here, just use your E to get out. This way. Right, this way. Because your duo should be ahead of the Gragas. I don't know why Gragas is ahead. There's just, for me, this is a lack of verbal communication. And reading the game. But 100% he should be first. Or at least saying, listen, dude, Gragas is coming. And then you go down, you know?
Right, yeah.
So either way, you should live. Like, it's not the best timed dive, but either way you live. I think. Or you know this is down. If you see this coming, you're like, okay, I just go kill her anyway. Because you have enough HP. You could easily just E back in, kill her, right? Even with, I mean, her black shield's, what is it? It's 26 seconds. So she's dead. She should die here.
Yeah, I really wasn't thinking about the stopwatch, honestly, and then I was kind of confused when she was under the tower. And
this is interesting because...
basically.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off.
No, no worries.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can play it, right? A lot of ways
Yeah,
you can play it.
definitely.
Unfortunately, I think right in that moment, like the war game, that was your carry moment. And again, you walk by the ward. Look at this. You don't clear it. They see you. They're tracking you now. They saw everywhere where you were. And even the most basic jungler can say, right, I saw Rek'Sai. And here for me is interesting too. Even the most basic team will say, oh, Rek'Sai's there. Okay, I know where she isn't. Your team's grouping up. Why are we on Krugs? You got the split push?
I actually wasn't quite sure here, to be honest. Like, I wanted to clear the camps because I left them up for so long. At the same time, I knew my team was grouping. So actually, I remember this very clearly because I was thinking about this as well in this situation.
That Urgot ult. Because you being here is a dead Gragas. It's a dead Lee Sin. It's an alive Urgot. It's a rotating Jhin. It's a split pushing Fizz with doubles. It's control. And it's a Herald. You immediately fall back to the Herald.
Right, yeah.
So, I mean, in the end game, you're winning. So you're going to get away with a lot of stuff you wouldn't normally get away with.
Mm-hmm.
But I think your carry moment was to shock call that. Okay, no wave. I take these. Lee Sin should be here. Let's collapse. Let me probe even if I don't know. Let's get the mid lane tower. Then let's together 4-man dive bottom lane. Reset. Let's go to the Herald. Let's use it, you know? You don't need to farm at this point. You can do the farming again. Like, when someone is dead, you can farm. See, now, look. You're farming. Okay, see, good. Now I like it. You're farming, waiting for Gragas, waiting for Urgot and Fizz to join you, and now you join your team. That's good. See, much better. But, obviously, don't always go in that situation.
Right, yeah.
Because you should read it for me. Like, Fizz has gone top lane, Gragas is bottom lane. That means there's still 4 here. For me, the key moment here is, okay, Urgot isn't in the vicinity. I don't think I go in here. I just go mid lane, because I deal with this. You're so far ahead, but I go deal with this wave. Shove it into this tower. You've got numbers. You can herald. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I don't think... Your Fizz is so far ahead, I think he just wins by accident, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't really need to do much in this game, to be honest, anymore.
But again, you're the one with the herald, you've gone topside. So, here, again, like, look at this. Dead Gragas. Dead Gragas. So now you can herald this, it's an inhibitor, and you can fall back to Dragon.
Actually, I want to ask something about this, because second Herald is, I think, where I fail a lot of my Rek'Sai games.
Yeah.
Because I don't quite know where to put it. So, like, is it best to put it in a position where we can get the maximum towers together as a team, or am I trying to open up the map for my teammates to take towers?
It depends. In this case, you're forcing them to come topside. That gives you Dragon Prior, so it's actually fine. But you only get 1 tower from it. Here, you could have at least broken this one. I feel like this tower has so much value being dead. You don't want to inhib just yet, but I mean, I like this tower being dead. And then falling back to Dragon and taking control of all this. For me, that's most important.
Okay.
Like, I wouldn't have gone top lane to... I would have... Your concept was correct, but you should have done it before, and you should have done it with mid lane. You went to shove top lane for pressure. You could have shoved the mid lane and had all that pressure and been together.
Right, yeah.
But again, like, this is my small stuff because... I mean, you make it there in the first... You make it there anyway.
No, but I feel like this is important because I think second Herald for Rek'Sai is very important.
For anyone, it's very important.
Yeah, especially for early game junglers though, right?
Yes.
Because they're on the clock and I want to end the game quickly, so if I misplay the second Heralds, I've actually lost a couple of games because of that, I think.
Well, in that case, I think you had a way to see, like, imagine in this situation you were mid lane and this tower doesn't exist right now. And now you've got a Fizz with kill pressure and 2 going top lane. Okay, I just hard engage. We just kill them and get inhib. GG. End the game.
Right, yeah.
Like, you end the game right here. With this tower being dead, and imagining you have your flash up that you didn't waste by engaging here, and as soon as you see 2 people top lane, okay, I flash in Jhin, he dies. And then you kill them, they most likely die from a rotation up, and you have 5 dead, you can probably end the game.
Right, yeah.
So, like, for me, that's what I would have. See, now you're like, okay, Baron, this is too conservative. But you're making that play because the tower exists. The tower shouldn't exist. In my mind. And because they see you, right? They go in because they see you on this ward. Like, you should use your control wards, move them. You know, as you want to go, put the control ward, kill it, and then use it again later on. Like, use it as a scanner. Use your control ward as a scanner for late game macro. But they only make this play because you walked on a ward.
Right, yeah.
Going up, you know? Like, you enabled that play, and because this tower shouldn't exist because you should have been with your team, this was stalled by the second Herald being in the wrong lane, in my opinion. And now, the thing is, you guys want to play for Baron, it's too soon. You don't have the damage to do it. They have a good team fight to stonk you. I think you can look for this bottom wave. Someone should look for this bottom wave. Just to shove and create pressure. Because if you can create pressure bottom side, you can reset and then make a Baron play. You're too low HP to try what you're about to do. In my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was forcing the Baron a bit too much.
Because you got no pressure, and now you have to leave, and basically they say, okay, Baron, and they just clean you up. Like, this for me is a huge throw. Like, that's a gigantic throw. You're lucky the enemy team didn't have the tools necessary to actually punish you for it.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, step one, don't ditch your team here. Don't go too deep. So don't go too deep and burn your flash for no reason. Don't ditch your team mid lane when you could have used Herald and killed everyone to get this tower. After you get this tower, you fall back and take Dragon. You reset. Now you can all clear your camps as you move out as a team. You sort of fan out together, take all the camps. You're going to lose some, ADC land. You group mid lane again, right? And because this tower doesn't exist, as soon as they show 2 top lane to deal with the Urgot, because they need 2 to deal with the Urgot, you say, okay, I flash in the Jhin. He dies. We get inhib. Anyone else want to fight? If they do, they die and you win. If they don't, now you fall back to Baron because 2 or 3 are dead.
Right, yeah.
But in this case, you couldn't get the tower. You were all pre-chunked. Don't go do Baron when everyone's alive. That's just the easiest throw. Rule Twitch chat. If you go and do Baron with everyone in the enemy team alive at 20 minutes and they see you do it, it's the wrong call. But you got Soul, so. But again, like, imagine. See, this is good. This is what you should be doing. There you go. Looking for the picks. Nice. That's a free Soul. Don't overgreed. What's with these Urgots ults? The dude's just like trying to snipe kills from maximum range. Very weird. Pull back Soul, yeah. Yep, pretty straightforward. Okay, you're gonna lose your blue. But again, your team's ready to group. Your team's ready to group. And you're farming. Same thing. Like, they're ready to go do stuff. They're waiting. They're literally sitting still. You know, like, he's ready to trap. I know the Urgot's resetting. So for me, it's a case of hovering rather than anything else, but the Fizz, yeah, this is good. Your Fizz does the job. But look at the difference, right? No tower. Look at what you can do with no tower. Look at the pressure you have. You have so much kill pressure. I mean, this guy has TP not even up, and you have so much kill pressure. So that Herald mid, I think, would have been your easy win condition to win by 23. The game should have been over by now.
I think in my mind I grouped the inhibitor tower and the inhibitor together, but I think this really goes to show that you shouldn't do it.
Oh, you wouldn't have, because Lee Sin was there anyway, and Gragas was going to be up, so you wouldn't have got the inhib anyway.
Yep.
And you could have just left it. But otherwise, it's like, this is good. This is what you should have done 6 minutes ago. Now you can Baron. See, it's everything just delayed 6 minutes. But it was delayed 6 minutes because your team was fed. If your team was not fed, you might have even lost the game.
Right, yeah.
So that's worth thinking about. What are you waiting for here? You got 2,500 gold, and you wasted your flash. Yeah, you should have just gone back to base. You're 25k. Just go spend. Become rich. Get a stopwatch. The only way they win is through a cheese fight, so go get a stopwatch. Like, if you're far ahead, go into GA. Just get BF Sword and stopwatch. Maximum damage, and don't die to anything cheesy. Like, you're not going to get Sterix before the end of the game. Especially one you're going to win, so. Like, you should have straight gone back to base, because now you're out of sync. But you win here anyway, so. But just a piece of advice.
Yeah, no, of course.
Like, yeah. Like this, you win, but I mean, if you go back and you get your stopwatch and BF Sword, you run it down, it's a guaranteed win, rather than maybe not.
Right, yeah, no, I get it. But actually, just to finish up on the drafting discussion earlier.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. So what happens a lot to me is that I pick Warwick, right? In case where I don't feel comfortable bringing out Rek'Sai. So what happens is, and I think it even shows in my match history, basically, there's like a 70% Warwick, 30% Rek'Sai kind of thing going on.
Yeah, you blind pick the Warwick.
Okay.
I think that's fine. I think you can blind pick Rek'Sai as well, as long as stuff you hate is banned. Because if you take Rek'Sai first and they pick if you take Rek'Sai first, you might be forcing a Rengar one trick, a Shaco, a Twitch to not pick the champion, you know? So you got a little bit of advantage there. But Warwick has the same effect on them, but Rek'Sai is obviously a better early game. I think if you're comfortable blind picking Warwick and not Rek'Sai, then blind pick Warwick. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. If your team's highlighting stuff that would look really good with Warwick or Rek'Sai, then you can switch. But I mean, I see no issue with that. I've done that myself.
Do you suggest adding a third champ maybe into the pool, or?
I think you're fine with this for now. You've got Kha'Zix
Okay.
as extreme backup.
Right, that's true, yeah.
But Graves would, in terms of marksman, Graves would suit you.
Uh-huh.
You farm
He was
enough
actually
and you
super
have
Graves
enough
as
pressure.
well.
He's really
But
strong. So.
I didn't want to diverge like that much, you know, as long as I'm trying to climb.
Yeah, I agree. But
It's
I mean,
still
otherwise-
something I can maybe look at later, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But for now, this is fine. No one's gonna ban both of these, so you're pretty much you're
Yeah,
solid.
that's actually very comfortable for me. Like they're good picks, but they're not OP, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, not in this elo, but yeah, Rek'Sai and Master T Plus maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.